and welcome back to another video. If you're returning, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Cheyenne. I'm the face behind and founder of Soulful Soothe, which is a place where women can come to soothe the soul. As the title suggests, we are continuing the Astrology 101 series, where I talk about astrology in the most basic, fundamental terms. I give you just a smidgen of a taste of what the hell is going on with astrology, just because when I was first learning, I remember being very confused and just kind of thrown off because there were so many terminologies and it just all seemed too complex. So I don't want anyone to feel overwhelmed. If they want to tap in with astrology, I want to be able to explain things in a very easy, digestible way so that you can sound as smart as you actually are. Because I personally think that a lot of the astrology talk online is just way too convoluted. And so, you know the saying, you see a problem, you got to fix it. So this is me trying to add some positivity into this sector of the world. With that being said, today's video is going to be covering basic knowledge of the sun. So first things first, when talking about the sun, it is not a planet, it is a luminary. When I talk about all of the things that are up in the sky, I often say astral bodies because it is a body that is in the astral realms. It's in the cosmos. It's in outer space. So using the term astral body is an all-encompassing term for luminaries, planets, asteroids, all that shit, okay? In addition to the sun being a luminary, I'm sorry, y'all, my tongue is a little tied. Sometimes I lose steam when I batch record, but the sun is a luminary in our solar system. It is at the center of our solar system, meaning that all the other astral bodies in our solar system rotate around the sun. You know that saying, the world doesn't revolve around you? Well, in this case, the world actually does revolve around the sun, which is how we measure time. We're able to measure time because it takes the earth one day to rotate around the sun. And so we know that when we see the sun come up and then we see the sun go down, we know that a full day on Earth has happened. The same is true for the other planets, but it's a little bit different. So the planets that are closer to the sun, or in what we call the inner rings of our solar system, those planets move faster in relation to the outer planets, or the planets that are on the outer rings of our solar system. They don't move as quickly as the Earth, but they definitely move quicker than the ones that are in the back. What I mean by that is, take for example Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication and short-term travel. It takes about 88 days to do a full orbit. So there's about 88 days in between each Mercury retrograde, which is why you see about 3 to 4 retrogrades of Mercury in every year. So back to the sun. The sun in personal astrology represents your ego, like how you feel when you're feeling yourself. So I'm a Pisces sun, meaning when I'm feeling myself, when my ego is having a field day. Now, caveat, I don't want you to take the term ego and think that I mean anything negative. Ego can certainly be a positive, but back to the example. When my ego is really feeling itself, I am tapping into everything dreamy, On the negative side, I can be tapped into escapism. I personally like to escape through travel, which seems and sounds a little weird because it's like you're traveling. That's such a positive thing to be traveling the world. But I also use it as an escape because if I don't like what's going on here, I can be over there in 0.25 seconds. Okay, bye. When we're looking at a chart and we pinpoint someone's sun sign, that's an indicator of how they may express their ego in both a positive and a negative sense. Because remember, when we're talking about astrology, everything is on a spectrum. The sun is also associated with the element of fire, meaning it's very passionate. It is considered to be a masculine planet. So it's one of those planets that's, okay, we got to do it. Let's go. Let's get it. It can also be an indicator as to how you assert yourself in certain situations. The sun is the planetary ruler of Leo. It's most associated with Leo. Like I said, it is associated with a fire element. So technically it's associated with all fire signs or fire zodiacs. However, when it comes to planetary rulers, it specifically rules Leo energy. When we say ego, and I think I've said this before in this video, but when we say ego, we don't mean negative solely. Well, I'll correct myself. I personally, on this channel, I don't mean ego in a negative sense. I just mean ego as in the self. Capital T, capital S, the self. And as with all things, I look at astrology on a spectrum, as I just said. There's positives and there's things that we might consider negatives. But it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. It just is. It just exists, and that's okay. The chakra point that the sun is most associated with is the solar plexus. The solar plexus chakra is really known for your willpower, your ability to go and get it, your self-actualization, your self-esteem, just everything related to the self, capital T, capital S. So that's what I have for you today about everything related to the sun. As I've said before, these videos are going to be short, sweet, and to the point. They are not going to be deep dives into astrology. I just wanted to give a bare bones basic foundation so that you have a good solid start to your astrology learning journey. As with most videos in this series, my primary source is The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need by Joanna Martine Woolfolk. A link is in the description if you would like to purchase that book for yourself. Full disclaimer, it is one of my associate links, so if you buy something from that link, I get a little bit of a kickback. I think like $2 maybe off that book, but just wanted to be completely transparent about that. If you would like to book me for a personal reading, or you would like to shop my shop, links to do that are in the description as well. And until the next time, like I say all the time, you know where to find me if you need me. I love you so much. Ciao.